RPM Trade Vietnam. You know what it do. Resist the political manipulation. What I want to talk about real quick is like I was just thinking back on my life, and it's kind of motivates me to do some shit, and I need to be more motivated and more productive. I know that, but damn, how many times I could have been dead in my life where this wouldn't even be an issue, or I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be a father. At any point in my life, I could have died where this child would have never been born, or that child would have never been born. Depending on all the times I could have died in my life. And it's kind of spooky, it's kind of weird, but it's a powerful thing, like the recognition of the inevitability of death. The only real thing you worry about is how it's going to happen, because we all know that, one day you check out, you leave here. I don't know what happens after that, but it could easily be something. It's kind of hard to imagine nothing. Once there is something, how do you then not have nothing? If one were to exist, then whichever one prevails will be the all. It will be the all. So as soon as there is something, then there's always something. That's what I think. There's nothing else where any of this shit could have arose from, like something non-material couldn't have produced like consciousness. So whatever the consciousness thing is, whatever that is, it makes the most sense that you maximize the power in what it is that you're already witnessing. You maximize that by just saying forever. I don't understand how it could not be like forever. So consciousness, yeah, the shit just goes. But whatever that is, you don't tap into that shit. I mean, we in it now, but yeah, death is something. That shit is something. Whatever it is something. And it's a weird thing when you know that you have almost died, like how many fucking times. So think about that, how many times you've ever almost died. And let that motivate you to do something better with your life every day, because I could have been dead like a few times I could think of. One time I want to talk about was like, it was weird because it was June 6th last year. My birthday is December 6th, so it was literally 6 months away from my birthday. December 6th, this event happened June 6th, and it happened on 6th Street. So it was all weird how all of this unfolded, but I drove my car up into the middle of with some kind of conflict on this corner. There's cars around and shit, a bunch of people around, a bunch of kids too. It must have been at least like, I don't know, man, 20 people outside right here at this corner. And most of them were kids though. I would have to say probably like 60% of the people out there were kids, like kids under 18. A lot of young people out there. Some of them even as little as, like 5 or 6 years old, I think. And this is like 2-something in the morning, 3 in the morning, right? And I pull up to the scene. There's already a conflict that's got nothing to do with me, but I recognize some people that are involved in the conflict. So I yell out to one of the guys that I know as I'm backing out, trying to get out the way of this little conflict at this corner. And I'm saying, yo, what's up? And apparently his drunk brother thought that what I was saying was, yo, what's up? Like I was trying to cause a problem, but I was trying to get his attention, because I hadn't seen him in years, and there he was, standing right there, him and his sister. So I called out to him and his sister to say what's up. But me yelling out to him and saying, yo, what's up? Dude, it was already conflict going on, so he thought that I was just further involved in the conflict for whatever they had going on before I pulled up. And this guy marches towards my car with a gun in his hand. So I got the blinky in the seat. And so as I see him approach, I'm like, what the fuck? So I reach over and I just calmly put my hand over my gun, and as the closer he gets, the more agitation I can see in his face, like in his eyes. Yo, this dude was focused, right? And I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening here? So now I'm aiming my gun at him through the fucking door as he approaches my passenger front door. And I'm going, yo, I ain't with none of that. So I'm saying this to him, and he going, what's up? And I'm like, yo, I'm not with none of that. And I'm pointing at, he drunk as fuck. He don't realize that, and it's dark out too. So he don't realize that, like, I'm pointing my gun at him through the door while he's standing in my car door with his gun. Now, this is total grounds for being like, well, I know what this is about to turn into, and just open fire on him. But where he stood, what was behind him was a majority of these young kids, most of them under 18 that I was just telling you about. So I'm like, I can't even fucking. I know that I can't just start shooting. There's kids standing behind him, about 10 feet behind him, and there's a bunch of them. Every shot that I fire will have to hit him, or else I will have some liability on my hands. So that was freezing me for a second, and I really felt like this dude had the upper hand. And luckily, his brother, who I was calling out to, got between him enough. Was like, yo, I know him. This ain't that. You know, he's pushing his brother out the way. And his brother back down, and I'm just like, yo, woo, that was close, you know what I'm saying? That was a spooky situation, man. And luckily, I kept my calm, and I gave the situation too much chance, but I gave it enough chance, and it worked out, and I felt like, damn, that was some lucky shit. Because if I would, he never raised a gun, but I seen that he had it in his hand, and yo, like, I'm constantly watching his hands and looking in his face as me and him is arguing, as his brother's trying to get between us. And it's like, dude, I'm going to start fucking squeezing in a minute, like, because I'm looking at him, giving him all of my attention. But once I looked at his brother, I had this look on my face, and I know his brother could see me. I was just like, yo, this is about to go there. And as I did that, his brother made an even bigger effort to get in between them and to get clear to this dude, because he wasn't even hearing his brother. He drunk as fuck. So he don't even hear what his brother's saying. Now he's just tunnel vision on one. And once his brother, you know, can finally get to him in his face, telling him, yo, back down, we know him. That's not that over there. Luckily, you know, that happened. That was a close, I call that a damn near-death experience. Of course, nobody was hurt, but I felt so in a zone that in the moment I kind of felt like there was light around me, like it wasn't quite dark outside, but this is like 2, 3 in the morning, or like my interior light in my car was on or something, and I know that it wasn't though, but my vision was so focused that I saw him in light. Like I just kind of felt like this nigga was zoning me the fuck out. I was about to shoot this nigga. Like that shit was crazy, and all that would have been over what? A drunk misunderstanding. Or me saying, hey, what's up to your brother that was happy to see me until you start acting like this, coming out the woodwork, you know, thinking that you got to protect your brother and whatever the fuck y'all got going on out here that had nothing to do with me. I just pulled up. It was weird. It was a weird situation, man. That was crazy. But man, y'all, like, what's really powerful in all of that though, really, is that that's a constant reminder for you to think about that life is fragile, that nobody even has to mean you harm. It can be a pure accident. He thought he was being a hero, saving his brother from something. I can't even blame him, but he was wrong. I was saying what's up to his brother. Now look at how crazy that is, where I can't find no moral wrong in him doing what he did or me opening fire on him. And neither one of us was wrong. You see that? And that's crazy, because that's how fragile life really is, man, that it doesn't take a moral wrong or somebody to be sinning according to religion. Man, you're going to find tragedy, disease, the weather trying to kill your ass, and multiple things from multiple angles are trying to bring death to your ass from birth, from the day you're born, bro. That's just the way shit works. Look at the thumbnail on this video. I got a Surfing Reaper on my t-shirt in the thumbnail. Surfing Reaper, because that nigga's always out here surfing. Like that's what's up for real. It's death, and you gotta let that tell you something about your life, man. And in regards to protection in that precious life, looking at how many times I could have been dead before each one of my kids was born, where they would have also not existed. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple things that happen in between the birth of my kids. I'm like, damn, nigga, you don't even realize that you almost wasn't here. I almost died a year and a half ago, and then your mom got pregnant with you. Boy, you almost wasn't here, but look at you. You're here as a direct result or the manifestation of chance and you know, what unfolds in your reality. You know, the picture you painting with your consciousness, man. It's crazy, man. It's a beautiful thing, and I think that you should be able to protect that shit and be as mean as fuck as you fucking want to in protecting that, in defense. That's why I don't give a fuck about like gun laws and shit. They all sound stupid to me. It's like, boy, do you know what you're trying to get in the way of with this bullshit writing on your magical paper that you change all the fucking time, that y'all can't even keep consistent from coast to coast, because the state of New York is in extreme violation of the Constitution, and that's according to Iowa state government because they believe that they are doing the Constitution right by having constitutional carry and open carry and concealed carry and all that type of shit here. We are watching the state of New York completely violate that, and no one does a goddamn thing about it. Man, all that fugazi shit, you can't dominate the life that I know that I got because I'm in it. With all of that fucking mess and bullshit and slop that y'all are fucking throwing around in D.C. trying to fucking dictate nature with your bullshit when you are in the gravest of fucking violations of crimes against humanity and all type of weird ass, funny ass shit. You the last motherfuckers that should ever say anything to anybody about any fucking thing. Fuck y'all. All of y'all ain't none of y'all good. All of y'all are fucking y'all retarded, bro. Y'all are out y'all goddamn mind to think that this was actually supposed to work and it's working. I don't know how, but fuck y'all. I don't want nothing to do with y'all, bro. I would never do this to you. I don't know why you think you could do this to me. I would never try this government shit against nobody, bro. Never would, bro. It wouldn't even dawn on me to even try that shit, bro. Especially to use violence to propel it, for it to be the totality of what it is that I got going on is to be the violence. It's the loudest part of government. I don't give a fuck what services you want to claim that they are providing for society. Yeah, okay, kiss my dick. I don't care because there are deal breakers going on right now. The harm that they do is like, God damn, can we just start over and just keep like all the good shit that we thought that maybe y'all was doing? Let's just review everything and keep all the good stuff and say, stop that shit too. That shit's crazy. You gotta stop that shit or we will fuck you up about that one. Get the fuck out of it. Like, why can't we do that? Is y'all crazy? We are supposed to be doing that, I think. We're not supposed to just accept what it is that we know we're looking right at, and this shit is fucking crazy. There's deal breakers out here, bro. I don't give a fuck if your wife is faithful, she look good as hell, she busted open when you say so, and she's an awesome chef, and all of that shit. If she's abusing your kids, deal breaker, that bitch gotta go. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit, bro. It ruins everything in government, really. They got a small list of things that I guess they do well, but what they do well is managing the shit that they started. Y'all don't get that? They do well in managing the shit they started. That's the only way you can give them props at, is that they play something fair or well, or that you get some benefit from after they have taken your money through taxation to give you services at an exorbitant rate. Man, get the fuck. You can't describe government from every angle and be as descriptive and honest as possible for too long before you go, what the fuck is this shit? Get the fuck out of here. This shit way too easy to see, man. They is crazy. I would never try to do this shit to nobody, bro, what they doing to people. I would never even try that shit, bro. I wouldn't think that I was going to be okay with it, doing it like I had some moral high ground or none of that shit, bro. It's strange to even accept it, man. But look how they get people. And you should be able to talk to anybody and just explain it to them like how much disgust you have for the things that they know that are wrong, and then you just say those are deal breakers. I can't support the whole thing at all. I think instead of like trying to tinker with it, I think we need to do a total fucking halt on the whole fucking thing and begin to rebuild by slowly replacing their bullshit with either nothingness to leave it to the people to be free in those regards, or with something that seems to be so voluntary and so open and so free that we can see the benefit in it, especially if it's voluntary, then we choose to get involved. And if there is some corruption or abuse to be had, these people need to be taken away from the illusion that it's bad for us to call them out, pull them out of offices or out of services, to fire them, and to charge them and punish them harshly for taking advantage of the people's trust in these positions, for them to actually be trying to use their position to be abusing people. Fuck that. You're not supposed to be okay with that, and you don't have to. Who's going to convince me that anything I just said is wrong, stupid, dangerous, or crazy at all? I'm reaching for the love, bro. So I don't know, man. Come on, man. I be hoping and wishing that people would just see it, because there is no fight to be had. That's another illusion. I know I come off kind of tough because I feel like the violence from them is just inevitable. But deep in my heart, I do feel like if we all stood up and just simply asked the deepest questions without relent, to just stand on it, to say we are so scared and so tired of the shit that y'all are doing with this potential for nuclear conflict, all the people of all the world turn to your government and say, stop now, wait, pause, bro. Do y'all know? Don't even say that. The fact that it's even in the air is dangerous, because if I said anything that anybody could take as a fucking threat here, then they're going to take it as that and look and act like I'm something that needs to be corrected. But turn to the biggest gun you can find from the biggest body that you can find with the highest probability of causing harm that matches their capabilities and powers and the weapon that they might use. In other words, governments and these fucking nuclear threats, look to them and go, y'all fucking stop. Y'all put that shit down. Y'all get the fuck away from the big shiny red button. You get back, lay down on the ground, put your head, stop it right now. We gotta know, bro. What? Because none of the people out here really choosing the right. Don't nobody want that shit. The only people is keeping that shit in the air as a possibility is governments with their government business and government conflict that I had nothing to do with, that I wish to have nothing to do with. How the fuck I can't say none of this stuff? I'm not supposed to say none of this, or else I look like some. They look like some for getting you, for having y'all hyped the fuck up off of potential of a nuclear conflict. Period. They win the spooky bully with a bad weapon. What is he going to do? They win that award over me. They shit is at an escalator level that I can never be. Look for the biggest threat and let's go there and then work your way down. And if somehow there is no bigger threat but me and my gun, and there honestly is no bigger threat, then I might look around and go, what the fuck am I doing up here on the top of the fucking mountain? Maybe I don't need to. At that point, maybe you might be able to convince me to consider possibly being the one to lay my gun down when I'm the baddest one with the biggest gun. I would wonder how I got there and why I need that. And I would reconsider having the fucking gun. They got all these tanks and subs and all this other weird shit that takes years of training and expertise and a certain level of intelligence to even operate, acquire, and all of that. It takes a lot to do all of that. Look how hard y'all are trying to be very deadly and dangerous and powerful with weapons. Don't fucking talk to me. Damn, leave me the fuck alone, bro. RPM. Woo bang, boy, this gun shit is for everybody.